Zach, what are your thoughts on I guess this is actually the first step now that the House settlement has been approved about what you're going to see, especially from the recruiting arm and the coaching aspect of this, because you do cover coaching movement really, really well.
Yeah, I think really what we've done is we've gone back to the I used, I guess, 2021. Everything from 2020 to the last couple of years is kind of just a blur. But we're going back to the old days, the under the table system of recruiting and paying college football players, because we've proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is a market value for these guys' services as elite college football players. And if I was to call Baylor, Kansas State, Utah, and said, hey, I represent an all Sun Belt wide receiver, and he's interested in possibly coming to your school, how much is he worth? All of those guys at those respective institutions can tell me a ballpark dollar value that's probably pretty comparable. So that tells me that there is a market for these guys' services. And who is Deloitte and NIL Go to tell me what fair market value is and what a legitimate business purpose is? So I'm far from the first person to come out and say that this is going to lead to lawsuits the first time Deloitte comes out and says, no, the money that you were paid 2022, 2023, 2024, because these schools have signed this document in 2025, you are no longer allowed to pay that. Rev share is probably going to be about 13 to 15 million, give or take, per player or per football team of that 20 million. You do the iPhone calculator math, that's about $105,000 per player at 105 scholarship players. That's not near what these guys are worth. We know what these guys are worth. So someone's going to fill in the gap. The players, the families that depend on this money, their agents are not going to take these massive pay cuts and say, well, you either get a Dr. Pepper deal or you get nothing. I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe that there's going to be lawsuits and the courts are going to rule you do not have the legal authority to tell these guys they can't be paid for being college football players. I think that's where that's going to happen. I think the powers that be expect that to happen. But at the same time, I don't fault them for trying to create these quote unquote guardrails, because I can't imagine how miserable it must have been these past few years to try and build and maintain a college football program with this structure.